more disappointment for the Blue Devils here this afternoon as they fall to Notre Dame 93-89. A third consecutive loss, and now they drop below 500 on the season at 7-8 and 5-6 in the ACC.
And I've been sick of it. Price is our first loss. I mean, we all hate losing. I mean, at this point in our season, our coach says all the time, we have no choice but to get better. So we just have to keep fighting, keep playing hard. I mean, things are going to start going our way.
We've had a lot of close games in our 11 conference games. 3 of them we won with a good margin, and it wasn't like a 1 or 2 possession game at the end. But in 8 of them, it really came down to the last couple minutes where you have a chance to win or lose, and we've only won 2 of those, and so they're close, and we can look at they didn't play good defense in the first. Well, teams that have won here haven't played good defense in the first half. It usually boils down to the end of game situation, and when you only win 2, you're 2-6 in that. It seems like you're a long way away because you lose, but you're not that far away. And these kids have really worked hard to get better, and it's tough on them because look, everyone is fighting this environment. It's almost a year now, and but for these kids, living in the hotel, there's some level of isolation, and where you don't interact with others. And if you win a few games, that mental health wise, that's good medicine. That's good medicine. But when you lose close, then look, whenever you lose, you really internalize that, and it's tough. So we have to be careful, going forward, just to make sure that they stay up. They have been. They've had great attitudes, and but we're in we have constant concern about that aspect of things, and have had since the beginning of the school year.
Everybody knows we're a young team. We're 18, 19. So it's easy for us to get down. But I credit these guys and I credit myself. We've all been kind of positive. We've just been ready to work. After games, guys are a little bit down, but the next day we're up in the gym. Some of us, 6, 7 o'clock in the gym the next day, getting up shots and conditioning because, we have a group of guys who truly want it. We're just growing constantly.
Roach would love defending him. Crossed him over, got inside to the corner in Goldwire. Baseline drive, finds Johnson, floating in to dunk it down.
And a good find by Jordan Goldwire to tie this game up.
Confidence, it's a funny thing, isn't it? You don't have an app for confidence, or you can't just give it as a precedent. It has to be developed, but also you have to create an environment where you are confident in them, and we are. I think my staff's done a really good job of that. Interact, go for it. We got you, and don't bring the burden of a last loss into what we're doing at practice or in a game, and also the level of expectations that a Duke team has. We've enjoyed as much success or more than anybody, and in these last 3.5 decades, and so there's an expectation level by everybody, and you can get down when you don't meet up what's perceived to be the expectations, and I don't want to put that on them because we're a developing team, and these kids are developing. They're not the Shane Battiers and Shires and Smiths when they were juniors and seniors. They're developing, and we have to remember that, and I do.
Duke All Access is brought to you by Coca-Cola. Together taste better. By Ford. Built for victory. Built for the Carolinas. Contact your Carolina Ford dealer today. And by Gatorade. Win from within.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Make the days count. Gatorade has carbs to fuel and electrolytes to help replenish, so you can count on the proven formula. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Nearly 150 years of experience goes into making each and every Continental tire. So you can trust with total confidence that our tires will deliver superior performance, no matter where the road takes you. Continental Tire, for what you do.
Today tastes like staying in, like our go-to place. Tastes like anticipating, and a little bit like waiting.
Food's here.
Today tastes like a piece of the action, and it never tasted this good.
Because of this, we built Ford Super Duty to be our most capable heavy-duty pickup. Because of this, we gave the all-new 2021 F-150 an available 12-inch touchscreen. Because of this, we built Ranger with a terrain management system. And because Ford trucks are built for this, you made Ford America's best-selling brand. Don't miss the chance to get a 2020 F-150 with up to $10,531 in total savings at your Carolina Ford dealer.
Don't wait for tomorrow. Make the days count. Gatorade has carbs to fuel and electrolytes to help replenish, so you can count on the proven formula. Nothing beats Gatorade.
The tears, the pain, the uncertainty, the feeling of sorrow. It has turned into a feeling of numbness that I have yet to even comprehend. This feeling of structural and interpersonal racism has manifested itself into generations of African Americans and has caused the hearts and souls to be crushed by a system and a nation who has failed to recognize the true racism that goes on. This country has had its knee on the neck of African Americans for too long. This country has put a dagger in our backs, and he's yet to even acknowledge the dagger, let alone trying to pull it out. And like every African American and every person watching that video on that Sunday night, those 7 shots in Jacob Blake's back were felt not just by him, by a community who have been oppressed by the wrongdoings of a country who have failed to recognize the target that they put on our backs the first day that one man got over here. And like Coach said, and like everybody else has said, I'm tired of it. Words cannot explain the numbness that me and my brothers and sisters are feeling right now. Words cannot explain the pain that my mother looks at me every night. Words can explain the pain that my father and the sorrows of his tremble in his voice when he talks to me about death. Before seeing death in any movie or any event ever. But that will change. And change is needed now. It was a surreal moment. I tell people all the time it was one of the greatest moments of my lifetime, on or off the court. But it was something that needed to be said at the time. And I credit Coach K and Coach Smith for allowing me to use my platform and go up there and talk. It was just something that needed to be said, and I think the Duke community kind of embraced that. And I saw a ton of people outside of the community embrace that too. So I think it's, constantly pushing the message and continue to talk and continue to share.
Yeah, Henry's a remarkable Duke student. It's a shame that we don't have, the normal campus life and classes or whatever, because he'd be knocking them out. all over campus. And I think he'd be involved in other things too. He was involved in that one silent protest for Black Lives Matter, and was very eloquent and emotional. As a freshman, he just was on campus a few weeks, and he did that. But he's perfect for Duke University, and I hope by next year, all these kids will be given that opportunity to interact and actually feel this great university and interact with the other amazing students that are here.
Walton guarded by Joey Baker. Blue Devils warming to the task now. Crossed over. Walton on the drive. Cut off by Coleman. That's an offensive foul. My goodness. Henry Coleman taking over.
Impact off the bench, going for loose balls, driving inside, taking charges, getting rebounds. Henry Coleman getting it done here in his moment in Duke, North Carolina.
Oh, I'm just a guy, who's always going to go hard. Being in that game, it was an unreal feeling. Even though there's not the environment that you want, it's still Duke, Carolina. You have to go out there and play, and you have to be productive while you're out there. I just knew I had to go out there and make a play. I knew I had to also bring energy. Sitting on the bench a couple of times, you see that we kind of lacked energy throughout the first couple of minutes in that game, and I was the right guy for that right time, so I was just going to come in there, bring energy, just do what I had to do to make the team win.
Goldwire driving to the left. Looking up top, not there. So to the baseline, and Coleman. He put it on the deck, lost it briefly, got it back. Now DJ Stewart has it. Back inside to Coleman. To the rack, lays it up and in. Count it! And a chance for three.
That's something I've always, prided myself on, is just being the guy who can always bring energy, who's kind of go out there and kind of lead also. Those two things I've always been able to do, and those two things don't take talent. Those things you just have to have yourself.
A big thing for Henry is he talks well. He talks the game well, and that's an aspect of the game that we don't do at the level that we need to. We're not a really good talking team. We are off the court, but and during the competition, when I say talk, it's not trash talking. It's the communication you need to work as a unit, where you're not just thinking, you're not talking to yourself, you're not thinking of just what you're doing, you're talking about what we are doing. And experience is a key factor in that. And Henry, even though he doesn't have the experience, he does have that quality, which is a good one.
Jeremy crossing over, got by Jogo to the baseline, lay it up. No. Coleman the offensive rebound, the putback, and a chance for three.
There you go, Henry Coleman right away once again. Working for a rebound and going straight back up with it, and has a chance for the and one.
Yeah, he's an undersized big guy as far as height goes. And so part of his development is to try to develop him even as a third perimeter guy. And so to become more of a player that can play multi-positions. And in saying that, though, it's tough to crack in on the perimeter. And we have a number of big guys, and when you're using Mark, Matt, and Jalen, there are only 80 minutes in those two positions. Out of 200 minutes, two positions have 80 minutes, and so the minutes are tough. But when he has gotten in there, he's done a good job.
A guy coming in and playing at Trinity Episcopal School, has playing a lot on the wing. So it's just been, a little bit of development and just, staying ready and locking in. You have to come in here and you have to be able to grow and just be a sponge. Coach talks about that a lot, being a sponge, soaking up as much knowledge. And so for me, that was soaking up as much knowledge, being on the inside but also on the wing. Me and Jamie are two guys that are both undersized. So that's an advantage and disadvantage, but more advantages than disadvantages in this case. So, we're quicker than most guys, and both of us are both strong, athletic guys, so we can use those two things, we can be very productive.
Even though we can't have everyone gathered, we found new ways to make each occasion special. We're keeping your gifting experience both safe and personal through Reeds.com, answering all your questions and guiding you to the perfect present, just like we have for over 70 years. Family always finds a way to celebrate life's moments together, no matter what. You won't just shop with confidence at Reed's Jewelers and Reeds.com. You'll feel like family.
You're injured, But at the insurance company, it's business as usual.
Denied.
This guy, they call him the Deny Guy.
Denied. D-E-N-I-E-D. Denied. Denied.
He sings his song every day.
Denied, denied, denied.
Well, unless he hears from an experienced lawyer.
Tell them you mean business. Call on the Hurt Line, the law offices of James Scott Farron, right now.
Let's talk about math. Fuel points math. For every dollar you spend at Harris Teeter, you get a fuel point. 100 fuel points equals 10 cents off per gallon. 200 fuel points equals 20 cents off per gallon. 1,000 fuel points equals $1 off per gallon on quality fuel. And if you're shopping at Harris Teeter with your Vic card, your fuel points are already adding up. Check the bottom of your receipt. Harris Teeter Fuel Points, an easy way to save on fuel.
See harristeeter.com for details.
Nearly 150 years of experience goes into making each and every Continental tire. So you can trust with total confidence that our tires will deliver superior performance, no matter where the road takes you. Continental Tire, for what you do.
Duke 360, presented by Continental Tire, for what you do.
Duke freshman DJ Stewart came in with a reputation as a shooter, and he is in due time going to be a high percentage efficient perimeter shooter. But if you're not making shots, I mean, at the college level, what young players find is that shooting windows close quickly. There are bigger, longer athletes who can get out on perimeter shots, and it takes an adjustment for a freshman to learn how to knock down that perimeter shot at a consistent level in college. But what do you do if you're not shooting as high a percentage as you want from the perimeter? Do you just shut down completely? That's not what DJ Stewart has done. Stewart has found an ability to get himself to the basket and create scoring opportunities in the paint and at the rim. There's a few ways that he's doing it. The first is he's become a really good cutter. If you're hungry to score, you're going to find opportunities to do that when there aren't plays called for you. Stewart's not having a play called for him every time down. So he's done a really nice job cutting to the basket, finding those scoring opportunities. He's done a really good job off of the dribble. He's got a really quick first step. It's a step that takes him vertically to the basket. He's stronger going to his right. He's at least a better finisher when he's driving to his right, but he has shown a propensity to do it with both hands. He can certainly come back to his left and be a scorer. He's done it in the open floor. He's shown a real propensity and athleticism in the open floor to finish in transition. So as Stewart finds his way as a perimeter shooter and gets himself to that reputation that he came in with, he's done a very nice job adapting and taking his game to the paint and to the rim.
Now a steal by Stewart and a chance to run. He'll take it. And, oh, goodness! The right-handed hammer and a chance for three. As Hunter, threw it right to Jalen Johnson. Headed the other way, one-on-one on Hall. Oh, hammer it down. Off the inbound, it's Moore, a fadeaway. Good! Oh, goodness! Wendell Moore Jr. off the right baseline to take the lead back out to three. Knocked loose by Moore, another steal. 3-on-2 the other way. Moore behind the pack to lay it up and in. Goldwire tapped it inside to Johnson. Underhand scoop to Williams to rock the rim. There's Wirtz trying to get inside. Got by Roach, blocked by Williams. And it's 4-on-3 the other way. Goldwire to the left corner. Moore's three is good. Wendell Moore Jr. is sizzling.
Duke basketball is brought to you by PNC. Make today the day.
There's Mike Krzyzewski, 5 NCAA titles under his belt and responsible for nearly 50% of the wins in Duke basketball history.
She's the one, and you know it. At Reeds.com, we're making it easy to find the perfect ring from home. With helpful advice from our online jewelry experts, safe and discreet shipping, and beautiful ring packaging, you'll be confident the moment will be as perfect for her as she is for you. As a trusted jeweler for over 70 years, Reed's Jewelers will be here to make both of you feel like family. Long after she says yes.
Today tastes like staying in. Like our go-to place. Tastes like anticipating. And a little bit like waiting.
Food's here.
Today tastes like a piece of the action. And it never tasted this good.
It's bow time.
Dad, we're hungry.
Yep, to the grill.
Out of gas on game day? Drop a big bow box on it. Game on. Feed a family of 4 with 8 pieces of scratch-made chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea.
It's bow time.
Check out the Duke Basketball Podcast with Associate Head Coach John Shire. New episodes drop each week throughout the season and are available wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Vintage Duke.
He's going to take it down the lane, in the air, shoves it up, got it at the buzzer! The Blue Devils win it, 63-62!
For Duke basketball faithful, a weekend that will always bring back memories is February 15th and 16th, 1986. In a span of 18 hours, Duke won 2 Heartstoppers against North Carolina State in Raleigh and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame in Durham.
Well, in the mid 80s, there was the emergence of ESPN. Games could be made. People were looking for some TV games, and in order to develop our program, we took a chance, and a number of times we played, even though we had a conference game, we would play another big game, a non-conference game, and on a weekend we would have 2 televised games, and it was a chance to take, but also there was a market there, and so business-wise, I felt it was like a good chance to take, and it worked out overall for us very well. And the weekend that is celebrated about that is when we went to state and played at night, and beat a really outstanding state team, Jimmy's team, and Johnny Dawkins was the star that night.
With 1:14 left, David Henderson hit a jump shot from the lane to tie the score at 70. State then went to their bread and butter.
State needs to miss here and Duke get the ball. McMillan gives it to Ernie Myers, lobs it in the middle to Washburn, layup missed. He missed a short layup of 2 feet. Allery rebounds for the Blue Devils with 33 seconds left. Duke's going to wait for the last shot, folks. 70-70, 16, 15, 14 seconds now. Amaker holds the ball. Duke's either going to win it or we're going to have overtime. One of the two. 8 seconds. Down to Allery. Allery with Washburn on his back. Hands it to Dawkins. 4 seconds. Johnny from the corner. Fouled on the play by Nate McMillan with 2 seconds left.
The smooth veteran sunk both free throws and celebrated a 72-70 win.
Then we came back Sunday afternoon, and played Digger Phelps' team, and they hadn't played anybody that weekend. They hadn't played anybody since a Tuesday or Wednesday. And again, taking a chance, and Tommy got in unbelievable foul trouble. So Johnny had to actually play point a lot, and one of the historic moments here in Cameron was Johnny blocking Rivers' shot to preserve a 1-point victory.
After Duke took a 37-30 lead in the second half, the Irish fought back in the second half, and with only 6 seconds left, trailed by 1 and had the ball at half court.
This next 6 seconds will speak for itself. A great game
and features a great player blocking another great shot.
You know that Rivers is going to take it, and up goes Johnny. All ball, all ball.
And Duke, 75. Notre Dame, 74.
What an amazing weekend and 2 wins within literally less than 24 hours. It's kind of crazy. That would never ever happen today. Being here for 41 years, not every year is the same, and not every season is like the last one. However, if you have a lot of success and you can put multiple seasons together, like we've had runs where you win, I think, 5 ACC championships in a row, tournament championships where you, heck, in the late 80s and early 90s, you go to 7 out of 9 Final Fours. Those are amazing streaks, and where you're a number 1 seed, but there are also valleys. That's why there aren't that many teams that have had, being in the tournament for multiple years in a row. Outside of the year that I was knocked back for about 5 months in 94, 95, we've gone, 36 times. That's the only time we haven't gone. And that's a remarkable streak. But before that streak, and then in 94, 95, you weren't at that level. Right now we're close to being at that level. That's why these close games. But you still have to earn it, and until we close out those games, then we haven't earned it. So I understand that, but I also understand the continuum of a program. And there's a thing called process, and there's a thing called outcome. And I think people want the process always to be and the outcome in a real short period. And sometimes it's not that it doesn't happen that way. And so we're just going to keep working and do the things that our program does. We work hard. We work together, and we do everything we can to win and to do it the right way, and we're going to continue to do that.